All right, this will make you emotional because in a moment you're going to hear the story of an elderly woman who, when she was just a child, was only a few steps away from being a victim of mass murder in horrific numbers.
Yeah, hers is just one story in a Cleveland museum where many aspects of life at its fullest and death at its worst are mentioned. Here's Leon Bibb with another stop in My Ohio.
Well, today the My Ohio camera takes you to this most unusual place of history. As well, there is celebration there too. Our story covers hundreds of subjects from religious scriptures all the way to Superman. It is filled with emotion of a people. It chronicles their story, who they are, who were their ancestors, the troubles they faced, the victories they know. In the Cleveland suburb of Beachwood is the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage. Here is celebration of culture and identity, with eyes toward encouraging connections to all people. This is part of the story of Jewish people.
We look at history through the lens of Jewish heritage, and we try to connect that heritage to all people.
The richness and varied aspects of Cleveland Jewish life, past and present, is exhibited on the museum walls. Identity here and legacy. There is a special richness from the history. Visitors learn of a people, but also see something else.
The Jewish immigrant was the other at that time, but we're all the other. At some point in our life, whether it's race, religion, sexual preference, disabilities, mental health.
In the 10 years of the museum, hundreds of thousands of visitors have come. Many have been students learning of the contributions to society which have come from the work of Cleveland Jews. Superman busting through a brick wall at the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage? Yes, that is the case. You see, Superman was not born on the planet Krypton, but born in Cleveland, the brainstorming of two Jewish boys from Glenville High School. But permeating throughout this museum is a dark side of history, but a side which is never sidestepped. The Maltz Museum puts attention on the Holocaust, where during World War II in Europe, Nazi Germany killed many millions of Jews in a campaign to exterminate a people, their religion, culture, their bloodline.
I was just thinking that this might have been one of the groups that were walking to wherever.
Erica Gold volunteers in the museum. She is a survivor of the Holocaust. In 1944 Hungary, at age 12, she and her mother were being transported to a Nazi death camp. They were crowded into a truck filled with Jews.
The truck we were on stopped. My mother jumped off. She winked at me. I jumped after her and we walked away.
Erica Gold and her mother slipped into hiding, taken in by a woman who shielded them from the Nazis. For the rest of the war, they lay hidden.
What happened to the other people on that truck?
I don't know, but I can guess.
Among the museum exhibits are lessons to be learned of what hate in all its forms does. Troubling images, but with lessons for all generations of all people. The museum speaks loudly about building positive bridges among people. Its very existence is about need for understanding and tolerance for all humanity.
The museum created a platform for young people to talk about discrimination and hate in their schools, in their neighborhoods, and what are they doing to speak up and do something about it.
We can show people how few our differences are and how great our similarities are, and how important it is for us to be connected as people.
Story of the Jewish experience, but really of the human experience. This exhibit touches on separation, loneliness, fear, anxiety, hope, and courage, things that affect all people. So this Museum of Jewish Heritage touches all people, one way or another.
That's why I talk about the Holocaust to the children, because I feel it's important, so it should never happen again.
In this museum, the road from the past turns into the present, rooted for the future. Along the way have been signposts and stops. In many ways, these walls roadmap a corner of history of Cleveland's Jewish community, a place in My Ohio where the roads passing through the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage carry signposts of heritage and of tolerance and of understanding. The people at the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage on Richmond Road in Beachwood will tell you visitors from all backgrounds and faiths will learn about similarities between their own ancestors and those of Jewish immigrants to Cleveland. On another stop in my Ohio, I'm Leon Bibb.